Welcome back, guys. This is Gaming with Austin, and today we are on part 2 of Futuristic House Type 2. Let's get building. Anyways, let's get building. The reason why terrorism will always be illegal, a lot of it has to do with the fact that some of the survivors of terrorist attacks have PTSD. So that means terrorism will always be illegal, no matter what you do. Not just by federal law, but by international law too. If life was fair, the whole ecosystem collapses under its own weight. You know, for some parents, the only way to get their children to stop eating so much food at once is to lock up the food. Is to lock it up. As if it was a case of Prader-Willi syndrome. If left to their own devices, those with Prader-Willi syndrome will literally eat themselves to the point to the brink of a ruptured stomach. Prader-Willi syndrome is something you are born with. You gotta accept it. The fact that it's a disorder you are born with. It's not something you can prevent. Prader-Willi syndrome is something you are born with. It's not something you can prevent. It's not one of those disorders in which you can prevent and call it a day. No, it's not that type of disorder. It's not the type of disorder. The reason why so many people drop out of fitness class, even though they promise to do it for their New Year's resolution, the answer? We have a physiological need to conserve energy in the winter. It's not something we can control. It's something that goes beyond our control. We can't control that behavior. If we were able to do that, we'd be dead. We'd freeze to death. We'd freeze to death in that scenario. You know, the problem with being extremely lean is, for one, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for anyone to get extremely lean. What if? Sometimes there's just nothing you could do to stop your child from incessantly begging for food. You just got to accept it. You know, it takes more than a heavy dose of vitamin N to get your child to listen to you. Sometimes it doesn't even work. Because sometimes children will retaliate. regardless. Because they are given too much of it. The pain. Naturally, when it gets close to wintertime, not only we start eating more, but we tend to be a little more lazy. This is due to the fact that we're trying to conserve energy. It's due to the fact that we are trying to conserve energy. Well, it takes more than just spanking your child to get them to stop overeating. It takes more than just that. Because sometimes there's just nothing you can do. You gotta accept, or need to accept the fact. And that is because the reason your child overeats a lot, mainly because the child needs to. Why is it that so many people in third world countries have so many kids even though they can't raise all of them? It's mainly because in nature, animals tend to have so many offspring to ensure at least some of them can survive to adulthood. Because chances are, most of them won't survive to adulthood anyway. Most of them will not survive to adulthood. That's the psychological drive behind parents having so many kids. And that's a scenario in which birth control never works. That's a scenario in which birth control does not work. That's the... You know, in Singapore, if you openly oppose to corporal punishment, you're gonna get the cane. Literally. You're gonna get flogged. Just because you are exercising your free speech. The main factor behind why people in third world countries have so many kids, a lot of it has to do with the fact that they need to do so to ensure that some of them survive to adulthood. Plus, you know, some religions don't allow birth. do indeed oppose birth control. Birth control. Some people just oppose the use of birth control, believing that people should have as many kids as possible. That's how some people are. Wouldn't it? How is that? For some people, that slavery still exists, even though it's already abolished. One possibility is that slavery might just be part of human nature. It's actually a possibility. But it's not... It's not certain. But it is a possibility. Like a 50-50 chance. How is it that slavery still exists to this day? Animals are being held captive in circuses around the world. Just so the circuses can make a quick buck. This is just wrong. I wish it was... We made it to where we didn't have to breed animals for the circus. Here's a tip to you. I have a tip for you. If you don't want to support the cruelty to animals in the circus, don't go to circuses that use animals. My advice to you, don't go to a circus that uses animals. The animal rights group, PETA, the main reason, because if you go to a circus that uses animals, you're paying for their suffering by doing that. You don't want them... You're paying for them to suffer. You're paying for them to suffer. It's extremely sad that animals have to live like this. This is just cruel. But it's not the only form of animal cruelty. Yes, they do indeed eat live animals too. Like, over in South Korea, people actually do eat live animals, which is another form of animal abuse. This is very sad. But it doesn't have to be this way. Plus, there's another problem with eating live animals. There's only so... It's very sad that a lot of animals have to live like this. But there may be a solution to this. Here's a tip. If you're gonna go to a circus, Don't go to a circus act that involves the use of animals. And everything should be fine. It should all be fine. Don't pay people to abuse animals, because that's very cruel. It's terrible that animals have to live like this. It's very sad. It's very sad. Animals have to live like this. True story. There was a circus elephant named Tyke. She ended up retaliating against her trainer because she did not want to perform in the circus act, yet she was forced to do it against her will. Yet she was forced to do it against her will. It's very sad. Forcing animals to perform against their will is animal abuse. It is animal abuse, actually. It's not, because animals don't willingly choose to perform for us. They do it because they are forced to do it against their will. How would you like it if you were forced to perform against your will? You wouldn't like that. So why do it to them? Why do it to them? Why do it to them? It's wrong for us to do it. Such acts of violence against those voiceless animals. Committing animal abuse is wrong. There are those animals out there. They're eaten alive by those who dine at restaurants that serve live animals. That's just cruel. This is one reason you may want to consider going vegan. You may just want to consider going vegan. You should consider following a vegan diet. You may want to take it into consideration. Not only it's better for your health, just do it for your health. Do it for the well-being of all the animals. Don't just do it for your health. Do it for their life. They are counting on you. Those voiceless are counting on you. The voiceless are counting on you to save them before it's too late. They are counting on you to save them. They are counting on you. For you to save them. It's not just the farm animals that are suffering in the hands of the super wealthy people that run the meat industry. I've been vegan since February of this year, 2019. I've been vegan for about 6 months now. My health has improved, like big time. My health has actually improved. My energy levels have gone up since going vegan. If I can do it, most of us can. As humans, we can make a change for the better of not only the human race, but also the animals. If I can do it, you can too. It's scientifically not possible to make life fair. Biologically, it's not feasible. No matter how hard you try. That's because there are predators out there that hunt their prey. Not because they want to, but because they need to in order to survive. But because they need to. But because they need to in order to survive. Life was never fair to begin with. Even before humans. Because the ecosystem is a very delicate balance. we kill off all the feral cats, we're fucked. We're totally fucked without feral cats. Because they're the ones that keep us all alive. They're the ones that keep us alive. How? By killing off all the rodents that, like the sewer rats, that feed off of us. You'll learn that the fact that life is not fair doesn't just apply to humans in biology. It applies to every last animal that has ever walked the earth. Because just because one animal as a species can go vegan doesn't mean another animal of a different species can. Because think of it. Humans are bottom feeders, meaning like they feed off of they don't just feed off of, like, we basically eat whatever. We just feed off of whatever. Whatever is necessary for our survival. Why did we go from herbivore to omnivore? We didn't do it out of choice. We did it out of necessity. We did that out of bare necessity. It's not that we wanted to, it's that we had no choice but to go from being herbivorous, like our ancestors were, like millions of years ago, to being more of omnivore. But that came at a cost. That came at a cost. You'd be at a greater risk of heart. That cost would be a long life. But the good news is, we would be able to survive to adulthood. Anyway. Not that we wanted to, it's that we... room alpha. It takes some pretty activities and skills. Go to manage worlds. Probably gonna have to evict the household. Back to building. I have to evict a household so I can continue on. Now, what I do next? Why are crime rates increasing so much in America? Believe it or not, it's not because of godlessness. It's actually due to the opposite of godlessness. It's due to the opposite of godlessness. Religious extremism. And other forms of far-right extremism. Storage. No, it's not due to godlessness. That's causing crime rates to go up. This is where people would go to change into their workout clothes. should be good. Now, let's construct the living room. Stütze. This should be good. Now for the TV. Right. Make it more of a shade of gray. No, not blue, gray. Make things look a bit more like sci-fi. This would be the first activity room. Activities and skills. Much better. You know, in Singapore, if you oppose corporal punishment, you're gonna get caned. You're gonna get spanked if you oppose corporal punishment. That's how bad their free speech situation is, actually. The spanking, it's not gonna be like how your parents spank you. It's gonna hurt really bad. Like, you're gonna come home with cane marks on your skin. Like, those don't look good. In fact, they're pretty bloody. Like, looks extremely nasty. It's disgusting. Because there's blood gushing out of their buttocks. Literally. Blood gushing out of their butt. Their glutes. I just want to keep this appropriate. Kid-friendly. Sorry about the potentially offensive stuff. Blood gushing out of their gluteus maximus. That's what I was talking about, that type of nasty things that are going on. Crap like that. Disgusting. Singapore does not have free speech whatsoever. Because Singapore is a dictatorship. If you even call the president a dictator, you're gonna get flogged too. It's not gonna be good. Like, In most authoritarian countries, dirty content, like like what you see on the internet, on those dirty sites, is completely illegal. Anyways, this should be it for part 2 of Futuristic House Type 2. As always, thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and juice. Don't forget to follow me on the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter for more content like this. All at Gaming with Alston. As always, juice.